Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can be a really good friend or support person to a woman in your life who's recently given birth. First and foremost, ask her how she's doing. And if you get a canned response like, I'm fine, I'm good, or it's crazy, a general response, ask more questions to go deeper. Hold loving space. Listen intently at what she's saying and how she's saying it, and offer her an opportunity to really share what's present with her and her experience, the joys and the challenges. As she shares, don't give your own experience unless she asks. Don't give advice unless you ask and she says yes, she wants advice. Don't competitively suffer. Don't compare. Connect. Allow her to feel seen and heard and loved and not judged, no matter what it's about. It can be difficult, and especially if you haven't given birth yourself as well, it's even more difficult because it's like, how do I even understand what she's saying or going through? But on a human level, all we all really want is to feel like we belong and we're loved and it's safe for us to connect. Ask her how she's doing today and in 2 weeks and in a month and in 3 months. In fact, one thing that I recommend highly is to schedule reminders in your calendar, especially for in a couple of weeks and months, to check in with her, because typically after birth, for many mamas or families, the first couple of weeks are hectic. Everyone's checking in, or many people are offering to help or to see what's going on or trying to meet the baby. And then life happens and friends and family members get busy, and those requests to check in or say hello or those visits or offers to help slow down and they dwindle. And that happens at a much faster rate for the second or third or fourth child that the woman has given birth to. That's what I've noticed. So checking in and linked with that kind of how are you doing, also asking if you have the ability and capacity to follow through, asking how you can help. Now, this is another tricky one because it can often elicit another kind of canned response like, oh no, we're fine, you're so sweet, don't worry, we're all good, or whatever. A lot of the women I work with have a lot of stories around receiving help or asking for help. So if you do offer help and the initial response is a polite decline, that's also an opportunity to go deeper, to dig in a little bit more. And that could look like something as simple as saying, no, really, I want to feel helpful to you. It would make me feel great to support you right now. Please tell me what I can do so I can do something that's actually useful. And if not, I'm gonna assume that you need something that you might not, and it's just not gonna be great for anyone. Or offering specifics around how you might be helpful. For example, based on what actually works for you that you're willing to follow through on. That's an important one. So for example, hey, I'm going to Whole Foods and I'm already getting groceries for myself. What can I get you? If you don't tell me what to get you, I'm just gonna assume and get things and whatever. But kind of not letting her say no in a kind way. Or offering to hang out with her older kids if she has other kids, offering to come over and do a load of laundry or to do any errands for her, to walk her dog, to come and just hang out. If you have financial resources on hand, offering to send a postpartum massage therapist over to her house, or asking her what she needs. And if she doesn't respond directly, keep asking in different ways until you get information. And the other thing is to be extremely respectful of what her choices are and to not take things personally. For example, if you send a message and you don't get a response for a couple of days or weeks, that's okay. But check in again to make sure she's okay, but not taking it personally. Or if you want to come see her and she isn't receiving visitors or she's feeling overwhelmed, etc., allow her to have her space. At the same time, you know, not taking it personally if she or her partner, if she has a partner, are acting or being in a way that's different than what you're used to, etc. There's just a lot that's happening with the transition to parenthood or transition to parenthood of multiples. And the other thing is see if there is any sort of, if not kind of practical logistical support, like for example, dropping off meals, or she has a meal train, or offering a postpartum massage or whatever, then at least the emotional support. Text messages are often great, whether it's a question of how you're doing or just a little message like thinking about you and hopefully you're doing well. Just little check-ins, emojis are wonderful, just so she doesn't feel forgotten. That's the other thing that's kind of interesting. It seems as though for a lot of the women that I work with, they feel much more lonely than you would think. And that could be because of their own internal transformation that's happening that does very much kind of feel sometimes like you're an astronaut in space, but also because sometimes friends or family don't reach out because they don't want to overwhelm or make the new mom feel pressured. And as a result, actually, that new mom is missing certain inputs or support that maybe she would benefit from. So that's where the text messages, as I mentioned, come in handy. They're great because she can choose to respond without feeling obligated. It's not like you're knocking on her door, but she knows that you're thinking about her. Those are also things that you can schedule in your calendar in case your life gets busy or you forget to do regular check-ins. And also sending pictures of the outside world or things that you're doing, giving her updates on your life is great because again, it makes her feel connected. One mom I worked with, she told me a story about how her friend came over and just spent some time showing her photos of a trip she had gone on recently, and she also brought her like lipstick and a couple other little items, and the message that she gave was like, just so you can feel a little bit like you, just so you can kind of glam up. There's like nail polish in there. So whether it's like a little gesture like that, or just something as simple as a text message, really just offering that love and support and allowing for the new mom to know that you see her, you love her, you know that she's going through a big transition with lots of love and joy and also lots of change. And yeah, that she's not alone in any way. So those are just some simple ones, and they may sound obvious, but kind of like the obviousness of if you want to lose weight, you diet and exercise, but not many people actually do what they know to do. So too with new moms, and you know, I'm gonna extend that to new parents because both parents are going through a lot, birthing and non-birthing parent. But so too, we know we should reach out, we know we should check in, we know that it'd be nice for them to get help, but then actually doing it is quite another thing. So I'm gonna leave you with that. If you have any experiences of help that you received in early parenthood or that you offered that was appreciated, please share it. I'd love to hear and also share that with more people so that they're inspired too.